Bail bonds. Ramel was on a $75,000 bail. He failed to appear, and the insurance company actually had to pay out $75,000 because Ramel didn't go to court. I got his case from the insurance company. His case was old. Their first group of guys were unsuccessful in finding Ramel, so it was a cold case that I call it. It was just sitting there and it was given up on, and we liked them cases, so that was another reason I took it for the challenge.
When is it never an all-night thing?
Never.
You ready?
You ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
It's gonna be an all-nighter.
Let's go on.
He was pretty smart out of a lot of people that we go after as far as like time on a run. He was. His family, the main thing, his family, they had a strong bond together where nobody would give him up. I mean, we talked to his sister, we talked to his brother, his cousins, his grandmother, his mom, multiple times, and nobody would ever give him up. And I know they were seeing him because they all lived in the same area.
Lawrence. Jasmine? I'm answering you know Ramel?
You get ups and downs through the whole case. Like you think you have everything, and then you exhaust that lead, and then you're back to nothing. So it's like a roller coaster. And our best break was actually one of his old girlfriends.
Brian was in New York with the guys, and it come to a dead end, and he had contacted me and wanted me to take a trip to talk to Ramel's ex-girlfriend one more time to find out what I could about this dude named Dollar.
What I told her to say is, we heard from somebody else earlier in the case that his best friend was named Dollar. We didn't have a government name, we just had a nickname. And I told Terry, like, make sure when you talk to this girl, you bring up Dollar and see if she knows this guy or whatever. And she did, and she knew his full name. Ramel actually like stole a bunch of stuff from her, so she was pissed at him. In every case, there's always somebody that they screwed over that is gonna come back to haunt them in the end. And we found her, that was her. So she gave us the guy Dollar's real name. It's like, I would say around 1 in the morning when we hit this house.
Knock on the bottom window, first floor, wake somebody up, tell them to open the door.
You gotta play the same game they do. You gotta think like they do.
Did you try these, man?
Yeah. Don't hit the door.
At the end of the day, you gotta get what you need. You just got this lead, your energy's up, your adrenaline's going, you wanna put an end to it.
Phil, easy. We want to get them to open this door so we can get upstairs. Easy though.
So we just hit it.
Who else is in the house?
Nobody, sir.
We need to come in and talk.
Yeah.
I interviewed Dollar. He was like, nah, you know, the only thing I know was back in Maryland when I used to talk to him. I haven't seen him since.
I don't know. I don't talk to him anymore. I told you 6 months ago, saw him on the avenue. I bumped into him in the sneaker store. On the avenue.
Haven't heard from him, you know, we got beef or whatever, so I don't talk to him. Meanwhile, I'm interviewing him. My cousin Marshall and my partner Vinny searched his room.
Jackpot.
Scales, money. Yeah, you know there's one in here.
And he wound up finding a handgun in his room. So we had that leverage at that point. We knew he was lying to us, and he wasn't going to give him up that easy. So at that point, he was selling weed, and he had that in his room as well.
Is it?
In the bed.
So we used them two things against him as leverage to get him to tell us the truth. And he broke.
6-1?
108 Avenue, 1563, 108.
What apartment?
Apartment's upstairs. It's like, it's on the If you coming from 158, make a left in the block.
You're gonna take a ride with me.
What you think he'd do now if I come at him and I don't get him? He gonna kill me. He gonna kill me because he got nothing to lose. He on the run. He gonna kill me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Is he strapped?
if I'm strapped. What you think? You not strapped?
Huh?
Come on, like I got nothing to hide for y'all. Like I'm a straightforward man. Like you know what I'm saying?
Building though, you know the apartment.
I think it's the second floor.
He took us, I think, 2 blocks over. Took us 2 blocks over to where Ramel was staying. He got in the truck with us, said that's the house. You know, there was a light on upstairs. He said that's the one. So we went and dropped him back off and got everybody together and we hit that house. We didn't think that Dollar was going to tip Ramel off because he didn't want to get himself in trouble, so we didn't worry about that too much at the time. Houses in New York aren't like anywhere else. Like, they look like a townhouse, but inside they're like subdivided into different apartments, and they go every which way. So there's a lot of the times there's different entrances and exits too. 30 minutes or so went by, we're still banging, didn't answer. So my cousin, he's like, I'm gonna lock this door. That's the door we came in that led to the steps that went up to the 3rd floor. So he locked that, and then a few seconds later, they opened up.
Open the door now and kick it down. Who else is in there? Who else is in this house?
We went in, and there was somebody staying in the back room, and there was somebody staying, you know, through the kitchen and in the back bedroom. When I went in, the guys went to the back, I went off to the right. There was shit everywhere. I mean, there was like clothes, bags of stuff, as high as the bed was in the room. You know what I mean? That's how much stuff this lady had in her room. So I'm looking under everything, opening everything up, trying to look under the bed, in the closet.
You got anything on you?
No.
You have ID?
Yeah.
Where's your ID?
But you gotta understand, like, people's appearances change over time. So I mean, at that point, you know, we're 2 years, somebody can look completely different, especially if they do their hair different, they got long hair, they make it short. You'd be surprised how different somebody would look. So he didn't jump out at us like, I'm Ramel, but he was the only male in the house at that time.
Take it easy. Is there anything you shouldn't have? Hi, buddy. Leave it there. Let me see. It's you? Where are the drugs? Don't tell me that. You got a scale sitting right here. Where are they? I find them. I'm taking the kid to CPS right now. You got any guns in this house? Where's the weed? Why do you have a scale? Don't lie to me. Whose is it? CPS is going to be called right now.
It's not mine.
Whose is it?
It's not mine.
Where's the drugs?
There's no drugs.
Step out of this room now.
There's no drugs.
Step out of this room. Stay with your child. Who else is in here? Have a seat on that couch.
He did have a fake ID. His name on the ID was Andre Harden. So complete different ID. He looked different, so it was sellable, you know?
Who is that man? That's him? Was that a fake ID?
After we found out that was his real name, Vinny went over and tried to grab him.
Turn around. That's him.
He immediately jumped off, broke his grip, fell down at least probably, I'd say 20 to 30 steps. I watched him, like I thought he broke his neck. Like from the impact when he hit the bottom of the steps. Now these are wooden steps and it was a concrete ground at the bottom. Like it wasn't a nice spot to land on after coming down a flight of steps. So he rolled and I smacked right on the side of his face. I remember the smack hitting the bottom of the steps. I'm like, wow, you know? So we go running after him. Luckily, that door that Marshall locked, he couldn't get out of because he was so excited to try to get out of there. Then he had a problem getting the lock back. It was a deadbolt and he just couldn't get it. So by that time, we all grabbed him and he fought. Like for his size, he gave us a good fight. Like he had, you know, by the end of the scuffle, I mean, it probably lasted 10 or 15 minutes. I was on the back of him, had him in the chokehold. Vinny wound up busting him up. Of course, we had to make sure it was him.
But have your word you're gonna cooperate with me? Okay. Do you need anything right now?
Yeah, huh?
You want a bottle of water?
It's ice.
Okay, we'll get you that. Hey, look at me.
Got some ice in my face.
Okay, look at me.
Right here.
Okay, look at me.
I started to get a headache.
All right, look at me. Look at me, please. What is your real name?
Harder.
Okay, we're gonna keep playing that?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Can I have my shirts, please?
Let's go.
Like we took a picture of him and went back to the informant, Dollar, and showed him, like, is this him? He was like, yeah, that's him. So we knew 100% at that point it was him because he sold it pretty good. It's you know, you could tell he's a career criminal and has been through this process before about how he kept going on about, you got the wrong guy, and my name's not Ramel, you know what I mean? And like the picture we had, it looked like you were looking at a different person, you know?